welcome to Studiostone Creative. My name is Phoebe, and today we're going to be carving the fish. This is part of our small animal series. Now, to begin, what we do is we dip it into water. We are going to be doing a wet carve. We're going to wet carve it and we're going to wet sand it. This is to eliminate all the dust that naturally comes from stone carving. Now, you will have either a sanding stick or one of these diamond dust files. Regardless of what file you have, it's going to work regardless. Soapstone is one of the softest rocks, and it's so soft you could carve it with your fingernail. But you'd be there all day. So we have some tools. To begin with the fish, what I recommend doing is sanding down the fins to make the body look a little bit more bulbous. You want to sand it on both sides and just file it down a little bit. So, like so, you want to hold it down and press it into the table. And then on a flat surface, you want to reduce the sides. So you reduce from one side, and then you can flip it over, and you can do this side too. Now this is up to you. You could just do one side if you prefer, and just focus on that, or you can do both sides. So let's reduce each fin, and then let's move on to the body. Okay, so I have filed down the fins, and as you can start to see, it's really coming to life. I did a little bit here on the body, so you just need to round it out. And to do so, what you can do is you can hold your animal down and at a diagonal like this, you can just push away the sides and start to make your fish a little bit more bulbous. If you want a skinny fish, that's up to you. I prefer my fish to be a little bit chunky, so I'm going to round it extra. And as you can see, it's really starting to come to life. Now with the fins, what you can do is you can make them a little bit pointy. You can make them round. It depends on your preference and your creativity. But to do so, just make sure you're getting these edges at an angle. Back and forth, you can do little circular motions to make it nice and smooth. It's really up to you. Now, what you should do is make the body nice and round. And then after you've done that and you're happy with the fins and everything, we can move on to details. Now, depending on what file you have, if you have the diamond file, for example, one of the things I really like to do is to make a mouth. And to make a mouth, you're going to, at an angle, just to get a better grip, just make a little line. Normally when you do it straight on, sometimes the file can glide off. But if you hold it at a little bit of an angle and you just rub down, you can make a little mouth. Now this is also something you can do after you have waxed the animal. So, for example, after it's all sanded and waxed, you're able to use one of these tools, and we'll come back to that in a bit. But for now, I'm just going to continue rounding out my body until I'm happy with it, and then we're going to move on to the sanding. Okay, so now I'm happy with how round this is, looking very gorgeous. It's time to do the sanding. You will have 2 pieces of sandpaper. We have the orange sandpaper, which is more coarse, It's about 150 grit. And then we have the yellow sandpaper, which is smoother, and it will be making your animal nice and shiny. This is a 400 grit. We will start with the 150 grit. Now, whenever we sand, we want to keep it wet. Again, sanding makes dust if it's all dry, and it's just better to just avoid it. It's much easier to just use water. And you're just going to rub all over your animal. The more effort you put into sanding, the better it's going to look at the end of the day. You can also roll your sandpaper like so, and you can just twist it on the fins if you want to. You can fold it again and tuck it underneath to get up into the corners. And once your sandpaper gets dirty, all you have to do is just rinse it off and it's good as new again. So spend about 3 to 5 minutes just sanding out with the orange sandpaper. You might not even need that long because they're just small animals. Get rid of any scratches that you see, and you'll start to see your stone become more colorful. After you have used the orange sandpaper, as you can see, you'll move on to the yellow sandpaper, again making sure it stays wet. You'll fold it again and use the colored side. And then you'll just go over what you made with the orange sandpaper. So I'm just doing a little bit here just to show you. And as you can see, it's starting to get so shiny. So just a few minutes with that, and let's see how it will look for the waxing. The last stage is waxing. To do so, we have a piece of wax here. This is paraffin, food safe wax. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be coating our sculpture with the wax. Now to do so, we have to melt this and heat up the stone so it adheres to the soapstone. This is already waxed. So already you can see the difference between, let's see this one. This one's kind of gray. It feels a little bit chalky still. Whereas this one, it's nice and smooth. You can see all the natural patterns, the color of the stone. So to do so, we need to heat up the stone. We can use a hairdryer or we can use a heat gun. And then we're going to coat it with the wax. So let's heat up our stone. Now, as my stone is hot enough, I can now just rub the wax on top. Just like that. Be careful if it's very, very hot. You don't want to burn yourself. You want to do this all over. If there are any scratches on your stone in the future, you can reheat your stone and the wax will seep into those scratches and essentially make them disappear. Now this little piece of wax is enough for your animal, but if you're looking for something more temporary or without the heat element, you can use oils. But these are only temporary as the stone will soak them up again. So just be careful when you apply the wax as it is hot. And you want to let them dry for a little bit just so they cool down. To speed up the drying process, you can dip them into water, cold water, and this will make the wax harden. So I'm going to wax the rest of my pieces and then we can talk about etching. The next step we're going to talk about is etching. Now this step is optional, but it can really heighten the stone carving experience with these small animals. For example, if you have a pin or a cuticle tool or anything sharp, even a paper clip, you can draw onto the animal. So for example, let's take the fish. Now I'm going to choose which side I like the most. I'm thinking this side will be my upside. I can draw a little eye. just like this. And I'm going to put on some scales. Now, students tend to typically love this part because they're using skills that they've already learned how to draw, and then they can really customize and develop how they want their stone to look. So for me, I've just done these little scales on the fish. I can do some little lines on the fins. And this part is really about your own creativity and how you want your animal to look. With these darker stones, you really have the opportunity for your etching to show, because the contrast is a lot higher. So here's my little fish with the etching. So now we have the turtle, the butterfly, the bee, the fish, and the frog. They've been carved, they've been sanded, they've been waxed, and they've been etched too. Thank you for carving with me today. My name is Phoebe, and I hope you have a wonderful day.